He's dressed as a guru, or god-man, and inevitably the local villagers respectfully bow down at his feet. With his bodyguards at his side, he's about to demonstrate his magical, supernatural powers of healing. But such magic costs money, and these people will have to pay. First, he makes holy ash out of thin air and distributes it to the faithful. Next, he uses his powers to make a banknote from nothing and simply gives it away. Then it's holy water. It must be holy, because even when the jug is empty, the god-man simply blesses it and makes some more. Such miracles naturally impress everybody, though one man is particularly interested, especially in what happens next. A young woman, obviously very distressed, is brought forward to see the god-man. Her parents explain that they're desperately hoping that the man who can perform such miracles will be able to heal their daughter. She's apparently possessed by an evil spirit, a term used in these parts to describe what others might regard as a physical or mental illness. Using his supernatural powers, the god-man draws the evil spirit out of the woman's body and puts it into a coconut. The coconut, now possessed by the evil spirit, starts to shake and roll. The god-man then moves the evil spirit into another coconut and pours magical water on it. The evil spirit is destroyed by fire, and breaking the coconut reveals blood. Now released from the terrible affliction, the young woman collapses. The villagers are even more impressed. But naturally, miracles of this kind come at a price, and the god-man's assistant steps forward to arrange suitable payment. The stranger denounces them all as charlatans and reveals the evil spirit that so moved the coconut. A mouse. In fact, the god-man is not what he seems either. He's a bank manager. And half an hour earlier, he was putting on his costume alongside the supposed stranger, who's part of the same group. Meanwhile, the evil spirit was being placed in the coconut with suitable air holes. The purpose of the whole show is to educate the villagers into the ways of trickster godmen. And while the final makeup was being applied, a fiery coconut was being prepared by inserting a piece of potassium into the tufts. The addition of some water and a little overacting would ensure a dramatic display. As for the everlasting holy water, the jug has secret side panels. A small air hole on one side, covered by a thumb, releases water from the panels and refills the jug. The young woman is in fact perfectly healthy. She and her supposed parents are all part of the same team. They're a group of people that travel all around this part of India, and they're dedicated to exposing false godmen and quacks.